Hey, welcome everybody. Hello to tonight's live. I'm glad to be back. I missed last night. So I hope that all my over 50s are excited to join me tonight so that they can find out more about who's not telling you what when you're over 50 and about, opportunities to be able to maybe look at some online income, because when you're over 50, the pension's not going to be enough. Hey, Em, thanks for joining me. It's not going to be enough for you to survive on for the whole rest of your life. Not unless you want to downgrade your lifestyle at all, which is usually not a good option because we don't want to be doing that. So let's go here. And yeah, so super excited to be here. Hi James, hi Karim, welcome guys. Where are you from? Let me know. Drop a comment in, let me know where you're joining in from. I'd love to know. Tama, hello, welcome. Hope I said that right. Yeah, so really, what's life all about? What is happening? And hi, Serenity. Hi, James. Hi. Hi, Natasha. Welcome. Hi, Keza. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know. So one of those looks like Philippines, Natasha. Is that where you are? Let me know, just comment below, that'd be fantastic. Hi Ella, hi Baba Tundi, hi Charlie, welcome. Sorry. So yeah, I wasn't on last night. We had a lot happening yesterday and I just didn't get the time to jump on at 6 o'clock. Hi Miller, welcome. Miley, welcome everyone. So yeah, let's have a conversation, because I just really want to have a conversation with you guys, talk to you, see what's going on in your world. Who's over 50? Drop a 1 in the comments, would love to know. Hello Kashima. Yeah, let me know who's over 50. Drop a 1. George, welcome. Jua, Ivy, welcome. Over 50, Miley, over 50, yes. You guys, I tell you what, this is amazing, because really you're the people I really like to have conversations with. Sorry to hear that, Chelsea. It's my dad passed about 4 years ago, so I know what that feeling's like, even just a year on. So George, thanks. So let's be 100% honest here. I just want to know, does retirement feel exciting or does it feel terrifying for you guys right now? Like, which one? Let me know. Comment which one. So which one? Because I know for me 12 months ago, I was terrified about how the rest of my future would look and what my retirement would be and how I was going to make it through the next 20 years, So most people really aren't ready for it. And, this economy just makes it harder. Welcome, Jessie. So yeah, it's one of those things, you either have to make decisions or change something that you're doing. I know how hard it is when you're on the brink of, having absolutely nothing. And, that was me 12 months ago. I was so fed up and sick and tired of having nothing that I really needed to start looking for something to find out more about, what I could do. I had some income streams, but they were disappearing, How many of you have chased shiny objects before? Oh yeah, this one's better, the grass is greener on the other side, the one. Because when people do that, there's no focus on any one thing. Hey, honey, Can you get my drink bottle? No? So yeah, like it's really hard to get by when that happens. Yeah, absolutely, Seb. I totally agree. They don't focus on one thing, and so everything disappears in front of them, and then they complain that something doesn't work, but it's because they haven't put the effort in. And most people, like I said, don't feel ready for being able to settle into a very comfortable lifestyle in retirement. And that's very normal. It's very normal these days. It really is. Hey, Seb, welcome. So, yeah, age is just a number. Absolutely, age is just a number. But we still need to be prepared, right? Hey, Lana, welcome. Thanks for being here. Hi, baby Japanesey. Thank you for being here again. Welcome. Hi, Shayla. Welcome. So, when we look at people over 50, they're literally still working paycheck to paycheck and exchanging time for money. Back when I was 50, I was working part-time in a job, and it was just getting by. It was really just getting by. There was no extra for anything very much, like, yes, we had a reasonably good lifestyle, but you either have lifestyle or you put every penny away, right? Hey, Lucy, welcome. So it makes you've got to make a decision. Well, what are you going to do? So when I was 50, I went part-time in the job I was in because I wanted to I really wanted to find some extra income, and that's when I started my coaching business. And then I went into law of attraction coaching, and then COVID hit, and it's like, damn, nobody wants to pay for anything anymore because it got tougher, right? It absolutely got tougher. So, working paycheck to paycheck, 9 to 5 in that grind on that hamster wheel, it doesn't serve most of us because we want more and we deserve more in life, right? Call me Kasumi. Okay. So, that's what it's about. So have you ever tried earning online? Drop a comment below and let me know whether if you've ever tried earning income online, and how it went for you. What was it like? Let me know. I'd love to know. Welcome, Ellie. Thanks for joining us. So, God, I've done so many different things, right? Hundreds, yeah, exactly, Mario. So, it's about... Hi, Zoe, welcome. I've tried many things. 30 years ago I was doing Amway. No, that kind of didn't seem to go for long because you had to buy products every month. You had to stock products in your home. Yeah, thanks, Mario. I appreciate that. So gratitude's everything. If you're not grateful, I do daily gratitudes, and I'm grateful every day for just even the simple things in life. The fact that, the air that you breathe, the sun that comes out every day, it's the simple things. That's what makes gratitude something real. So yeah, every single day, very grateful, and that's why I want to help so many people. My goal this month is to help 10 people, 10 families to change the way that they're living their life and what they expect. And, I want them to feel like there's more in life than just the struggle. So I did Amway over 30 years ago. If I ever need, I don't use inboxes. Sorry. I never respond to anybody via message. I just don't do it, not on TikTok. So yeah, there's Amway, and then you were storing products and you had to spend so much every month, to stay in. And then you've got, I think there's a form here though that you can fill out. So, I've been scammed. I've lost a truckload of money on different things that I've gone into that have worked out turned out to be a scam. Or wasting all your time so that you're actually spending a lot of time for very little profit or income. So, hey Brad, welcome back. So yeah, it's really tough when you go through that and you lose faith in what you think, what you think you want to do next. So it's let's go here. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. So yeah, it's like really, it's not the sort of thing that you really want to be stuck in for very long. And hi, January 14th. Hello, welcome. Hi, Yon. Welcome. Loy, hello. So yeah, like, then I really started to have a little bit of fear around, I guess. Hi, Noshka. A little bit of fear around online income because I thought they're just all scams or, they're just all fraud. Hey, Ruth, welcome. So, you've got to, then I tapped into, well, what do I need to do if I want to work online and want an income, online income? So I had to really start looking at what would work for me, what I wanted that income stream to do, and, do my due diligence regardless of what it was. And so now I'm very focused. I have two online income streams that I focus on, and I have my online coaching that I do as well as building my community, which is where I do my coaching. So, you've got to find the right thing that works for you. So are you still trading time for money with no end in sight? Drop a 1 in, or if you are. Hi, Hannah, welcome. Yes. Thanks for the badge. So yeah, it's really, you've got to know what you want and then start looking and be actively looking as well. So if you don't, then, you're going to get caught up in just wanting to take anything that comes along and not really knowing. So my experience is that most 50s work harder than ever but still struggle to even save, even just save a little bit. So, that makes it really, so you're still trading time for money and working harder than what we ever have and not being able to save, Hannah. Yeah, it's absolutely 100%. So, most people over 50 are really looking more after families, joy and happiness, like making sure everybody else is all right, making sure that, that everybody else gets what they need and they all come first. Is that how you guys feel? Like drop a 1 in if that's how you feel. Yes, it's definitely facts. I do my homework. So yeah, like if that's if that's what it feels like, then isn't it time you started looking after yourself? um because sometimes, yeah, okay, like you might have, an elderly parents that you need to take care of. You might be one of those, you might have waited until much older before you started having children, which means you've got young children running around that you need to look after at 50. But whatever it is, you don't need that to stop you from having a great life. You just don't. A year ago, I was bloody exhausted. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. My phone's slipping. This is not ideal. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. I was really sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was absolutely fed up, and I needed to do something different, because the only time hey Sam, the only time anything changes is if you change something. So comment below, what would financial freedom look like for you? What does that actually look like for you? I want you to really think about, what's your dream of an ideal situation where you're financially free? No, Sam, no thanks. Yeah, no, I get my own financial freedom, but so yeah, it's life just goes on. You've got to do what you've got to do, and you've got to work out how you can make it happen so that things don't get tougher for you. So, if you were to think about your ideal dream, just imagine what that looks like. Just imagine really deeply how that looks and feels for you. Hey Linda, welcome. Thanks for joining me. So what is that ideal of financial freedom? What does that look like? If you were to close your eyes and see it, what would it look like? Because I think people don't think about that enough. I think they have an idea of what they want. Thank you for the hearts. I think people have an idea of what they want, but they actually don't know what they want. So, peace of mind, like total peace of mind. And hey Liv, welcome. More time with the grandkids, traveling the world, because online income, you can do that from anywhere in the world. Hobbies, like what are your hobbies? What do you want to spend more time doing? When I thought about all the things that I wanted, this is when I started looking more seriously for something to provide an income online that I could do, and I could do easily, and it wasn't going to take up all my time, wasn't going to stop me from doing what I love to do. I mean, yesterday I went out, my husband and I went out, we met some really close friends of ours that we haven't seen for a few months, and it's 4 hours was gone, and I didn't even, it went so fast. And I thought, you know what, thank God I work in my own business where I only have to work 2 hours a day. Because if you're working more than that and you're working for yourself, then you're overworking. So, often you might have been told that you're too old to start something new. No, that's not true. Societal expectations, I suppose, are that you're supposed to slow down at 50, or you're expected to retire with a nest egg. But nobody tells you how. They just tell you that's what you're supposed to do. You're made to feel like it's too late to do something new, right? That's what society expects you to do. So you should just be grateful and not ask for more. Well, hell yeah, we're worth more, right? We're absolutely worth more. Absolutely worth so much more than what society expects us to be. So don't stay in the system and get stuck there with no escape. You know, the system sucks, guys. Here in Australia, what? $400 and something a week? Now, if that was our income, our rent's over $600 a week. How does that work out? And the government says that you're doing really well. You know, and they give you $3.90. I was talking to people the other day. $3.90 increase a fortnight. Man, that's not even a damn loaf of bread anymore. Like, seriously? And they're proud of that? That's ridiculous. But, you know, yes, we're supposed to have it all figured out by the time we're 50. We're supposed to have that house paid off, money in the bank, travel plans booked, ready for retirement. But to be honest, I was super stressed. I was overwhelmed and exhausted. I'd had enough. And, you know, from working hard, like I started work when I was 16 and I worked and worked and worked. And I was exhausted from working with nothing to show for it for, you know, all those years. And, you know, from 50 till now, it's 17 years. So, hi, Mum. So, yeah, like, it's hard. And, you know, then we're told that we're supposed to have this retirement plan ready. No. Most people can't even think about it because they're too busy working and too exhausted to think about it and just keep pushing through. But something has to change. And we know it's not going to be the government. So we know it has to be something that we change for us. And, you know, that's why I'm here today, because there is another way. There absolutely is another way. The belief nearly stopped for me. I'd nearly run out of ideas because 3/4 of one of my income streams had just dropped off because people were so busy doing everything that came along and didn't have focus on anything. And so I lost a lot of money, you know, each week, fortnight, month. And so I lost faith that, you know, everything was too hard. Hey, Chelsea, welcome. Hi, Sophie. So, you know, and years prior to that, you know, for probably 10 years prior to that, I resisted digital marketing because I didn't know anything about it. And I actually thought it was too hard because I was naive. I was ignorant to what it was. I thought I had to, I thought it was too hard. I thought that I had to build my own website. Then I thought I had to build my own products. But if you've got the right blueprint, it's never too late. So what if you could earn extra income in just 2 hours a day with little or no tech skills? You know, would that be of interest to you guys? If it's of interest, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know, because I'd love to know where you guys are up to with this. Hi, Lisa, welcome. So, you know, the simplicity of the system is that it's all done for you. And I can wake up in the morning and have deposits in my bank, not bank overdraft fees. See? And that's the difference. It's automated. I don't write the emails. They go out. They're already done for me. the mentoring that I get in this system and this program is phenomenal. No extra charge, by the way. That is part of what you get in this program. And so, somebody who's done it, made the mistakes, learned the best way to do it, shares every strategy she has, and gives you 100% profit every time. Would that be of interest to you guys? Drop a 1. Drop a 1 in the comments. My typical work day now is that I get up in the morning and I do my 2 hours content creation. I do my, I do my emails. I connect with the community. I do all of that. That's my 2 hours done. Then I can choose to do trainings if I want. Like I said, yesterday I spent 4 hours out with friends over lunch. Today we went out for a couple of hours. Like there's stuff that we just do because I choose my day. It doesn't choose me. So are you sick and tired of being stressed about money, even though you've worked your whole life? Drop a 2 in. Because that's not the fair way. Hey, Willow, that's not a fair way to be running your life, and certainly isn't a fair way for you to run your retirement. You don't work your whole life to not be able to enjoy it. So, going and checking your bank account every 5 minutes to see that you've got enough money in there to do the next rent payment or mortgage payment or grocery shop or whatever it is, that makes your heart sink. And I don't want that for anyone. I want everyone to be able to create a lifestyle that they choose to have. Wake up in the morning with another deposit in your bank because somebody has bought your program. Because you get 100% profit on everything. And knowing that my bills are paid without any problem or fear of not having enough. So again, what does your perfect life look like? Financially free, what does that look like? Because me waking up to new leads, new sales every day. Hey, Marcus, welcome. Hi, Amity. That there is what I'm so grateful for. That is what hi, Deacon. That is why I choose to help so many other people. This month alone, I've got 10 positions available for people to join me. So I can work closely with you and help you along the way so that you are successful in that first 30 days. There's strategies on, earn 10,000 in the first 30 days. If you're prepared to follow the step-by-step blueprint, if you're prepared to, be a little bit coachable, hey, Pappy, in learning how this system works, then you're the people that I'm looking for. Because you're worth more, right? You deserve more. So if you think that's you, then drop ready in the comments. I definitely would love to come back and give you the information so that, then when you get my email, you'll need to check your spam folder and you'll need to check your junk mail. But you can reply to that with any questions that you have on the Legacy Builder program, because this blueprint is amazing for any business. So if you're ready to find out more about that, hi, well, Ella, sorry. You can break free right now by taking one action step. That's all it took for me, one action step. And that one action step changed everything. So you could, in fact, learn how to do this too, very easily. So if it is something that you would like, drop a comment ready in the comments, and I'll definitely send you all the information. We are over our 30 minutes, so I will be back on, not tomorrow night, but Monday night, and I'll be talking more about life, online income streams, and changing people's lives. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now. Have a